Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Inspire and Teach, your friendly mentor, helping educators achieve success one step at a time. It's your girl AD, and today we're going to be talking about classroom management, routines and procedures, part 1. Today I'm going to be giving you the 5 top routines and procedures that educators need to win on for the first week of school. Procedure number 1, student arrival, or what I call unpacking. Now, you need to nail this procedure for week 1. I'm telling you right now, if you don't nail this procedure, you are going to lose your mind for the rest of the year. This sets up the day for you and the students. So it's super, super important that you nail this. So here's what you want to think about. I want you to think about, where are your kids coming from? For example, do you have to go downstairs and pick them up from the cafeteria, or are they coming up the stairs to your classroom? My students grabbed the breakfast from the main hallway, then they came right to my classroom. I gave them a greeting, sanitizer. They knew that their breakfast, they went right to their desk, breakfast on top of desk, and then they unpacked. They took out their red folder, they put it in their desk, and then they went to the next available hook. You might hear me saying next available hook, because if it's just more organized. So what I teach my children to do is to file in and go to the hook that's the first hook all the way down by the wall. And as they file in, it leaves room for other children who might come in later throughout the day. And it also takes away that guesswork of like, oh my goodness, I can't find a hook. Because like my 4 and 5-year-olds, if you don't do that, they'll be like, oh my God, I don't know where a hook is, that there's too many hooks on the too many backpacks on the hooks, and it drives them nuts. And also, you want to have a clear mind. You don't need them telling you every 2 seconds, I can't find a hook. It's annoying. So make sure if you have a space where hooks, it's the next available hook, okay? In other schools, you might have different designated spaces. Your children might actually put their stuff behind their backpack. Your children might actually put their backpack behind their seat, or you might have lockers in your classroom. Whatever it is, children need to know where the designated space is, and they also need to know what to do with the things in their backpack, like your folder, notebook, or whatever it is that they have in their backpack. So let's recap real quick on procedure number 1. For procedure number 1, which was student arrival or unpacking, you need greeting. Students need to know what to take out of their backpack, and they need a designated space. Also, after they're done with that designated space, they need to come back to either, if they're not eating, they need to come back to either a morning activity or morning work before the morning agenda begins. All right, so now that we got that, let's go on to procedure number 2, transitioning within the classroom. Oh boy, that's a major one. All right, so when I say transitioning within the classroom, within your schedule, there are a lot of moving pieces. Some of us might have guided reading, small math group instruction, and children need to know how to get into these groups with ease. Okay, with ease. It doesn't need to be chaotic. If it's chaotic, you're going to lose your mind. So, top things you need is a system of how you're going to get them to move. I don't care what the system is. It needs to be a system that works for you. It could be bells, it could be chimes, it could be hand signals, or it could just be your own voice. Just saying. So anyway, for example, let me give you an example of how my kids transition. Let's do guided reading. Teachers plan ahead of time. We know where the kids are and what groups. You can make a PowerPoint. You can put it up on a chart paper, somewhere that is visual, that you can always refer back to. And also, we let the students know exactly what group they're in and where they're going. Then, you need a universal signal, something that all the children understand when you show it. So for my class, my universal signal for standing up and tucking in your chair is just show 1. When I show 1, silently stand, tuck in your chair, hands at your side, no sounds. When I show 2, silently move to your designated spot with no sounds. That's simple. And you'll be surprised at how many children follow this direction and makes your life so much easier. Sorry, I'm in my classroom, so sometimes when I hear a knock, I have to turn. My bad. All right. So, like I said, they need to know how to move and where they're going. Now, when they get there, you should already be ready to go, ready to teach. Because if you're not ready to teach, then you are going to have some downtime that's going to drive you nuts. Because at the end of the day, we're dealing with little humans. We are dealing with little humans, so we got to be very careful. Everything has to be structured and just like planned out. You need to plan this out. Okay? All right, let's talk about procedure number 3, lining up in the classroom. That is major. Because how they line up for that first week of school is a predictor of what's going to happen for the rest of the year. Okay? So I am not like a strict person, but I do set my expectations high. It is important to check those voice levels, because no child is going to hear you if they are talking and screaming and doing God knows what. So I always say, do a call and response, explain to them what we're about to do, sounds off, and I have a universal signal. It's the ones that stand up and the 2, right, for moving throughout the classroom. Now, this was taught heavily in the beginning of my class, so they knew that when I said move, you just walk to a line spot. But that, for the first week of school, that's not the case, because that has to be taught. So here's what I did for the first week of school. I got some big blue stickers. They were big and blue, kind of like, I wish I had it around, but I don't. It's a big circle, a big blue circle. I stuck it on the floor because that, okay, it gives them that personal space. So I made sure I strategically placed them out on the floor on one side and on the other side. And then I called pods, okay? They wasn't assigned a circle. They just put your 2 feet on the circle. That's it. That's all I needed to do. I called the pods, triangles, soundly walk safely to your circle, no sounds. And then as the months moved on, it was seamless. Like I would say 1, they stand, 2, they all move to their spot. Now you do have some of those kids that always want to rush to the front. So I was very strategic and said, this is who's going to be my line leader today on this line leader today on that line. And I made sure to switch them up. You don't want to keep the same kids as line leaders. Switch them up. And also, don't do a girl and boys line. Who cares? Just let them get online. No, please, make it simple. Make it simple. No boys and girls line needed. They just need to get online. All right. So, procedure number 4. Here we go. Re-entering the classroom. Depending on where your kids are coming from, they could be coming from an arts and wellness class. They could be coming from lunch. You need to nail this procedure. I'm saying you need to nail this procedure. Okay? Because that matters. For example, when my kids enter the room, they know their sounds have to be off. If they're coming back from lunch, they're going to put their lunch, whoever had brought lunch from home, is going to put their lunch in their backpack, go right back to their seat, and put their head down for a good 3 to 5 minutes with no sound. Same thing if you're coming back from arts and wellness. You come in, and it's great. You don't have anything to put in your backpack. So go to your seat, sit down, sounds off. Off. For 3 to 5 minutes. Set that timer. That's important. Set that timer. Set that timer so you know. And listen, shout them out. Philip, great job. No sounds. Yes. Armani, you got this. No sounds. Oh, you guys are being awesome leaders. Yes. Let them know they doing it. Okay? All right, let's wrap this up. Procedure number 5. Student dismissal, or what I call pack up. It's the same as student arrival. Listen, Call and response. Get their attention. All right, you get their attention and you let them know it's time for pack up. This is what I need you to take home, depending on what it is. Like, they might take home a book from their desk or red folder, I don't know, but it's different for every school. For me, I could give you an example of mine. So one of the things we do as teachers, if there's papers to go home, the papers are given out first. We might put on a little movie for them to calm down, or play some calming music for them so they're not chatty, Pass out the papers, tell them to take out their red folder, and then call them by pods. Mix it up, make it fun. Call them by, if your name starts with A, go pack up. Your name starts with S, go pack up. They know to put their things in their backpack, sit down with their backpack on their chair, ready to go. All right, so if you follow these top 5 procedures, you are going to win in classroom management this year. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. And also, don't forget to click on part 2 of classroom management. I'll see you later.